I'm just gonna start this by taking a sin off of this bumping music if you don't mind. But I immediately have to put that sin back because the game shows Wooly, the final boss, in the title screen, therefore revealing the main villain before the game even truly begins. Video game trope number 22. Main character has something another character likes, so the second character steals it, therefore creating conflict. I have to get blank back and I will stop at nothing to do it cliché. Characters at the beginning of the game that serve no purpose except teaching the player how to perform the fundamental actions of said game cliché. It's especially bad here because by the time you get to them, you already know how to do things. Normally I love me a good fourth wall break, but I'm not even a minute into the game yet. Loud door sounds are loud. Main character conveniently starts the game with a weapon instead of having to obtain it. We are only a minute into the game and I have already seen some of the dumbest names for characters in my entire life. Let's hope this doesn't become a trend. Swoons. Okay, there's a few issues with this skill tree system. First of all, under the agility category, you can get an upgrade that will outright increase your health. The game's enemies already drop lots of health when you're hurt, and you can spend your skill points to directly up your health by 5 points each anyway, thus rendering the agility upgrade redundant. Second, why the hell is weapon damage under the dexterity category? Dexterity is usually defined as your ability to perform tasks, something weapon damage does not fall under. No matter how good you are at doing things, that will almost never directly change how much damage something does. Third, also under the dexterity category, is an ability to regen health. Upon gaining level 1 of this upgrade, the game will claim that you now regen 1 health per second, which is an outright lie. I got this upgrade during this run and not once did I ever start regenerating health. The game lying to you is always a sin. Fourth, for some reason, upgrading how cute you are also changes your running animation. Unnecessary change is unnecessary. A good few of these elephants serve zero purpose besides just having someone else to talk to, and another good few of them don't serve any purpose until you talk to a different elephant. Video game trope number 8. Character prompts you to find an item of theirs and will give you a reward if you return said item. Gangster elephant. I don't know what's more sinful, the fact that this game is the 100 millionth one to use spikes as an obstacle, or the fact that they are the single most damaging thing in the game, rendering most of the enemies weak as a result. Decide. Video game trope number 2. Door that has a specific colored lock can only be opened with a key of the same color. Bobbington asks you for 10 balloons, yet fails to notice one sitting mere feet away from him. Important quest item in the middle of an enemy mosh pit. The imbalance of skills power levels. Some provide literally no changes, so much so you'll forget you even got them. Some are so OP that they'll literally change the entire fluctuation of the game. The Dropper is literally a thwomp from Super Mario Bros. With no unique abilities of any kind. This might be the most pointless quest in this game. Mr. Tooty, which is a sinful name by itself, asks you to retrieve his umbrella because he's worried it might rain soon. After you retrieve the aforementioned umbrella, he straight up says this world cannot receive rain, therefore rendering his worries pointless and basically wasting your time. Ambush Room. The difficulty of this game plummets as soon as you get your hands on a minion. While we're at it, why the hell do the elephants of this world have fucking laser technology that is strong enough to kill whatever these enemies are? And why are all the other elephants just giving their laser guns to this one random guy? Granted, they all know that he's taking revenge against Wooly, but you'd think there'd be at least one person who agrees with Wooly. And if they all hate him, why have they not done anything about it yet? Last time I checked, numbers usually win, and Wooly's not that much bigger than them. Game has 2 different enemies with the blue guys with spikes description. This side quest is by far the longest in the game, and is also one of the most pointless. You literally jump between 4 different guys just to find out if one of them is a buffalo in an elephant disguise. Also, the game mislabels the quest. Dave says to go ask Steve if Buffalo is really a buffalo, but the game says you're going to find out if Steve is really a buffalo or not. I don't know whether to sin the game for debating you into thinking the final character for the Buffalo quest is in this room, only for it to not be, or for the fact that Ella's dialogue sounds like a hyperactive 12-year-old, or a 16-year-old white girl gossiping with her friends on Snapchat. Both are equally disgusting. Game introduces a tank enemy, which seems like a normal slow-moving brute. However, the damage he does to you is outclassed by a few other enemies, and they are not much harder to kill than any other enemy, especially if you have more than one minion. Okay, so check this out. Nate wants his broken watch fixed, so you have to talk to Mr. Do to have him come by and fix the watch for him. Mr. Do is literally a few jumps above where Nate is. Either Nate is a dumbass or he is incredibly lazy. Also, are you trying to have me believe that these elephants have access to laser weaponry but don't have cell phones to make calls or texts? The majority of these quests could be avoided if smartphone technology was a thing. Getting to the final boss requires you opening a chain of doors, each of which requires its own key, despite the fact that all the doors in said chain are the same color. This bullshit. Elephant in the final room before the final boss fight is only there to reiterate what we already know and wish us luck. Final boss fight, while fun and interesting, is very underwhelming. Boss's moves consist of charging, jumping, and spawning enemies. That's it. The only change is being he charges slightly faster as time goes on, and the spawn rate increases slightly. Boss fight also lacks any real difficulty, as any health lost is immediately replenished by said spawning enemies. Should you get caught in a woolly charge, he will proceed to camp right on you like a bitch until you jump again or until his charge timer stops. Game uses the term pachyderm when most of the people who play this game will have no idea what that means prior. You might be expecting me to remove a sin for the wholesomeness of the ending, and while I admit it's a happy feeling every time I see the ending, I have to add a sin for the main character defeats boss only to make friends with said boss cliche. Normally being able to play through the game again with your stats intact would be fine, but for this game, the only merit you'd get out of it would be annihilation. And don't get me wrong, as fun as that is, I'm still sinning it for lack of gameplay since there's literally nothing left to do once you've beaten the game. But I will remove one final sin for the game having a clear reset progress button. Not enough games have that nowadays, so I applaud you.